What's up, legends? My name is Peter Day. I'm the owner of the Apex Academy, and we help gym owners grow and scale through marketing and sales primarily. And today we're going to go through how to break the short-term money cycle and build your business. So a bit of background on myself. I've got 14 years marketing experience. I've owned and operated gyms for over a decade, and I've worked with over 200 gym owners in the past 5 years to help them grow and scale. Most of what I do is marketing, but I do a lot of other things as well. And today we're breaking the cycle. So this is something I'm actually really passionate about and something you might resonate with. And I just want to say from the outset, this is a vicious cycle. So this actually sits really close to my heart because I went through this. You know, owning, operating gyms for over 10 years, I know what it's like to be in a pretty aggressive cycle where you're trying to break out of it as much as you can. You're chasing leads, you're trying to pay bills, and you want to build the business. But at the same time, you need to make money now. And it took me quite a few years to actually work out how to grow the business, like long-term leads, which I'll go through in a second in this presentation, but also how to build the actual business. If you own a gym, the goal is to build a business, a true business where you're not the key man risk of the business and it's making money essentially without you needing to be there. I'm not saying you can just go sit on a beach, but without you having to be there. If you're in a cycle right now and you feel like you're chasing the dollars each and every month, this is the presentation for you. This is what I want to go through because this concept, I've helped so many people break out of it, and let's just rip straight into it because I get it. As I said, I was in this for years. It took me a while to break out of it, and here's exactly what I did. I'm going to move me out of the way. All right, let's go into the problem. Owners often chasing leads and short-term revenue for next month. You're not building a long-term sales and marketing machine, and you need to do both to break the cycle. This is a big issue, and I understand it because there's pressures that come with this one, and you can't build a long-term business without having, especially the sales machine. So just to be really clear with this one, there are kind of two parts to the build, the actual building the business. One is you have to have operating procedures, SOPs, standard operating procedures, to be able to scale the business. You have to have a manual. You also need to have long-term marketing strategies in place to be able to get you leads over a longer period of time. I had the same gym, same location, same brand for over a decade. And our most profitable year was year 10. Same location, same gym, same everything. And it was because of the long-term marketing strategies, not the short-term. And I'll go through that in a second. This presentation is primarily going to be focused on the marketing side. So I just want to separate the two. I'd love to go through everything, but I'm going to keep this a bit shorter and I'm going to focus on the longer term marketing pieces. And the reason why I want to do that is because if you're going to take the time to watch this one, I want you to take actions away that you can make money with. Now, the operations of the business absolutely help you scale, but I know that if people are financially more secure, they're more likely to then focus on the operating procedures and that as well. So not saying it's necessarily the priority, but that's just what I'm going to focus on in this presentation. So what is the short-term solution? We need to grow and build at the same time. And I wish I had a sexier answer than this, but this is the reality. And I just want to caveat this as well by doubling down on both of these at the same time pushes you into the next level, pushes you into that next growth period. And it's not a forever thing. It's just a now thing. I'll use an example. If you own a gym and you're the owner operator, you're the one who's managing the studio, you know you need a manager or want a manager so you can help you build the business, but you can't afford it right now. You need the money to be able to get the manager, but you need the manager in order to build the business. So it's a catch-22. And this scenario comes up quite often, and I understand why. So the answer to this one, again, this isn't sexy, is to double down on the grow. So in other words, trying to make money now while also building the business, because then you kind of force it into that next level. You can then get the manager and then you can go to that next bracket. And there's a few different levels to business as well. And I'm going to go through exactly what the difference is between these two. So I wouldn't say it's subtle, but it's important. So you want to increase revenue, of course, while building a long-term business. Remember, we're breaking a cycle here. It's not just revenue. Otherwise, you're going to be working, you're going to have a job. And if you're building a long-term business without having the money coming in, you're obviously in a bit of trouble. So let's go through it. Does this sound familiar? This is the short-term marketing loop. As I said, this will be focused mostly on the marketing side because I want you to break that as well. So your revenue's behind target. You then think to yourself, what can we do to get more leads now? Great question, by the way. You launch new offers, you do new ads, there's a sales push, you push a couple of emails out to try to basically like do a sale to get more money in there. You get some results, but you run out of time to build the long-term channels. You've been focusing all of your time on these pieces, so you don't build the business or your brand, and then you're back to chasing revenue. I was in this. I was in this loop where I thought if I just had another 10, 20 members coming in the door, it would solve all my problems. It solves a lot of problems, but it didn't solve the problem of like I was doing everything. Everything was going through me. And I just felt like I was just chasing all the time. I wasn't getting these wins that came with it. And building long-term marketing, as an example, builds your brand, which helps people just come in because they think differently about your business. And I want to go through those now. So you might be stuck here right now. Let's get you fucking out of that. This cycle is tough. You feel burnt out. You're always chasing. Like you can't get ahead. You want to get ahead, but you can't. You feel like you're just pushing. Financially stressed. I was financially stressed during COVID, I understand. You might be short-tempered, stuck, doubtful, like switching careers or switching the brand of your gym, for example, which costs you another 50, 100 grand or whatever, and unable to plan long-term. It's really hard. It's really, really hard to think long-term when you need money now. And I understand that. I get that. So it's tough. That's why the double down makes the most sense, especially when I was in this situation and I was like, what do I do? So I've got the business. I have the business for another X amount of years. Do I just keep chasing the money and just hoping that works, or do I do both? And by doing this, exactly what I'm going to show you, it helped me actually not become the key man risk, and it would grow more without me. Now, I've been an owner operator the whole time. I was never like an investor that was sitting away, but this is what worked for me. If you keep chasing the short-term dollars, the cycle is really hard to break. You're not going to break it just doing the short term. And by the way, just to be clear, the short term stuff you have to do, well, I'd recommend doing, and the long term stuff. That is the best way to do this. You need a plan. Okay, I want to go through this. Where am I going to put me? The marketing funnel for gyms. I'm just going to put it there. Get me out of the way. The marketing funnel for gyms. Now, this is an important concept because this helps analyze how you're doing your marketing, how it looks. So you might have heard these terms before: top of funnel, middle of funnel, bottom of funnel. It's really important that you understand what you're targeting in any of your marketing. And this includes, just to be really clear on this one, this is channel agnostic. In other words, I'm talking meta ads, I'm talking email campaigns, I'm talking social media, any channel. This is true. So be aware of which ones you're doing. So top of funnel is awareness marketing. Do they know you exist? Do they know what you do? Now, if you work with the HQ, they do a lot of this stuff. So an F45, Fitstop, The Yard, all those kind of guys, BFT, the HQ do a lot of the awareness marketing, which is a really good thing. So trying to lean on them makes a lot of sense. If you're an independent, you have to do more of this. So if you run your own independent gym and people don't know your brand, you absolutely need to do more awareness marketing. The thing that you do need to do, even with a local gym though, is let them know that you exist in your area. So that's awareness marketing, top of funnel. So the main goal here is reach and awareness of your brand and what you solve. Now, if you think of social media, because everyone does that, these are the pieces which are kind of like really funny and brand led. They're not like trying to do a sale. They're just trying to get like reach. Think of that if you want to go down the content route. But like in terms of paid marketing, you probably wouldn't do much here, if I'm being honest. Middle of funnel. This is, especially for paid ads, where no one plays. This was the strategy which helped my gym at year 8, 9, 10 grow faster by doing middle of funnel, because everyone does bottom, and I'll go through that in a second. The middle of funnel is the consideration piece. This is, how do they relate to you? Like, how do they see you? How they perceive you, and do they trust you? This is warming the prospect up, getting them to know, like, and trust you as a brand and connect with your messaging. This is so crucial because if they know, like, and trust you, they're more likely to buy from you. And it's in terms of everyone always thinks of like the offer and trying to get people in next week for the challenge. Not many people play in this ground. And that does two things. Number one, it gives you a competitive advantage because your fucking competitors aren't doing this. The second thing it does is it tops up the bottom of funnel. Like people move down this one. Oh, we've got a couple of balloons there. That's the funnel celebrating. All right, direct marketing. This is what most people do. Direct marketing is offer-led advertising. So if you do a meta ad, for example, and it says 30-day jumpstart for X, direct marketing, you're just trying to basically get that sale. Or anything. If you do a social media piece where it's saying, hey, do you want to buy this? It's direct marketing. So it's offer-led advertising, and you're looking for a direct conversion, or CTA just stands for call to action. Now, here's the kicker. You can put the CTA here as well in consideration. So when you're doing meta ads, it's not just doing the ad. We still want to get leads coming through, but you want to warm them up as much as you can. So you can actually still get leads through this one as well. And actually it helps the direct marketing, because if they like you, then they see that, they're going to be more likely to buy. So the main goal here is conversion into trials or sales. Every gym is fighting for this through advertising. All of them. Everyone's fighting for the bottom of funnel. They're not fighting the top ones. I'll tell you why that's really important. We want to move people down this funnel at your location. If you're not moving down the funnel, you're just fighting for this bottom with everyone else, which becomes really tough. Your cost per lead will go up. And you'll find that your advertising, if you keep doing offer-led advertising, it gets harder over time. So if you've been advertising for 3, 4, 5 years, you will find that it gets more expensive, more like tougher, and it doesn't really resonate as much. And people don't get a strong affiliation with you either. So we want to fill the funnel. So here's middle funnel.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, you'll be fine. It's just a 30-day training restart for people getting back in the gym or new to training. So go try it out for yourself. Wait, what did you say?
So again, it's just playful. I'm still advertising, but these types of pieces where it's a bit more brand-led is more playful. So it resonates with people a bit better. So it's not just, do you want to come in? It's meant to be a funny video. Sorry. It's a funny video, people come in.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, you'll be fine. It's just a 30-day training restart for people getting back in the gym or new to training. So go try it out for yourself.
So it stands out. So this isn't that crazy, right? So it's not that insane of a concept, but people will kind of giggle a bit, right? So it's like, ha, ha, ha. Like, but I'm still trying to advertise. Now, the reason why I add these types of ones in, especially if your gym has been open for 3 or 4 plus years, or you're in a highly competitive environment and your direct advertising is less effective, or your bottom of funnel is less effective, I would add more of these in. Now, I've done videos like this before where I've said this, and then I've seen studios go out and do 10 of these and not any of this. That also isn't as effective. You need the mix. You need some of both, and they need to work together. And also, these work really well when you pair it up with a strong social media organic and a strong email campaign strategies. That's why I've got probably 100 different variations of this, but I've got tons of these ones. You need the variation there as well. So if your ads are starting to get fatigued, they're not working as much, it depends. Like I can't give you the answer without looking at your ads. It depends what you do. Bottom of funnel, 2026 is your year, 6-week full body transformation. It's a direct marketing campaign. Obviously, each of these will have a copy. In other words, the words connected to it, but focus most of your paid advertising on the middle and bottom. You probably wouldn't do much awareness unless you either you're brand new, you just opened, you got new equipment or something else, which is like awareness. So if you just got racks, for example, at your studio, like that's a great thing to do. You got a crate, or you're an independent. That is when you do more awareness. Or you got a brand new like fit out. That's sick. Like you do a video going through there and you advertise that awareness. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple more examples. These are both video related content. So this one on the left is a direct marketing example. So let me show you. Nothing crazy. Again, just eye-catching. So visual cues will help if your ads are starting to fatigue. Like that just gets attention, but there's nothing crazy or sexy about it. I would add these in if your direct advertising over static images are not working as well. If your static images are working, I'd stick to that. But if they're not, this kind of variation can really help. These kinds of variations. This is an example of middle funnel.
If you're looking to get fit and strong this year, we'd love you to come to our F45 studio. We have classes suitable for beginners or the returning to training, but come and try us. We have a very friendly community. Great to see you. Just click down below.
So again, I'm still trying to get the lead. But if you're watching this, if you're not keen on the gym, you still have a bit of a giggle. That's the point, because you're building know, like, and trust. You're like, oh, this is kind of funny. Like, I like this. Okay, I've seen that guy. I kind of trust. I've seen that guy in 5 ads. I trust him now. This stuff works. And most gyms don't do it. And that's why most gyms adds fatigue over time. I can't say it any more simply. All right. Here's a question. So think about this. And you won't have the answer, but it's a good question. What percentage of your local market do you think are actively looking for a gym membership right now, today? Think of your area. What percentage of the whole area are actively looking for a gym membership? Again, you won't know the answer, but like 10% maybe, 5%? I don't know. Wouldn't be more than like 25, 30%. No, I would even go it's more like 5 or 10%, if like just me having a shot of the dark. So let's say 10%. 10% of your local market are actively looking right now. They're all fighting for the bottom of the funnel. If you think of all your competitors in your area, let's just say there's 5 gyms in the area, 5 group training gyms. They're all advertising an offer. They're all fighting for that 10%. It's getting pretty competitive. It's going to get expensive. And they've probably been doing this for years, including yourself. For gyms, people often have a trigger that gets them to look for a membership. So a trigger, for example, it's not like they just look randomly one day. They might get home from work, they look in the mirror, they take the shirt off, and they go, shit, I need to do something. Or they walk up a set of stairs and they get exhausted. And they're like, I used to be fit. Or the kids run around and they try to chase the kids and they go, shit, I need to do something about that one. Whatever the trigger can change, but there's usually a trigger that happens that they start looking for a new space. Or they go to the beach and it gets warm. These are triggers. These are the events that happen. Or like an extreme example of this one is they go to the doctors and the doctor says you have to get fit or else this will happen. They come into your studio and they sign up straight away. You've probably had a sale like this before. There's a trigger. So when that moment happens, do they think of you, your gym, you personally? Building marketing that keeps you front of mind. You want to be present. You want to be front of mind. This is what middle of the funnel does. Because when that moment happens, and it does happen, do they think of you? And if they do, you'll make more money over time, period. It means you'll get sales more consistently. And I use the term front of mind marketing a lot. So a lot of advertising, in fact, if I'm being really honest here, most of your advertising spend should not be on direct marketing. It should be on building the middle of funnel and even the top of funnel. If you want a looking long-term, I know top of funnel is a bit tough. If you stay front of mind for the 30% in that middle bracket, when they do go to the bottom of the funnel, they go to you. And this is why you have to be omni-channel present. You need to be across multiple channels. Like your ads will get there at the right time sometimes. Trying to get their email address when they're not looking for a gym membership, for example, like a great way to build long-term marketing is don't advertise for the lead, advertise for the email. I haven't done a video on that one, but it's a great way to do it. So you're building your list, then you email them constantly, or not constantly, but frequently. It's a great strategy, and you stay front of mind. And then when that moment happens, they go to you. This is a marketing strategy, not just an agency doing a cheap, ad, $7 for 7 days or something. That's very, very, very short term. It's very hard to build a big business on those kind of ads. Very hard. It's not a strategy, by the way. Okay, you need to grow and build simultaneously. What does that look like? So I've used these terms a bit. Let's go into what they mean. Grow. This is your marketing and sales funnel. How are we generating leads this week, today, and in what channels? How are we growing? This is basically like, how are we making money this month, this quarter, for example. This is the short-term one. It's a shorter-term tactics and execution. Cool, we got a challenge coming up. What's the challenge pre-sale look like? Like, how are we actually growing the leads? And by the way, in my opinion, and if you're watching this, you're a shark because you got this far. We're doing this all the time. I don't know if you heard the term new, better. I don't know if you heard the marketing term better, more, and new. So if you look at your marketing, do we do it just better? Which is probably what you should do here. So if you're doing like a challenge like launch, for example, we're doing it as better, good we can, or meta ads. We're doing ads. We just want to do them better. More. So something that works, we want to do more of, or new, a new channel, for example. That one's the most riskiest, but better, more, new. Build. These are long-term strategies. There are two parts to this one. Long-term marketing strategies and long-term business strategies. Again, I haven't spoken much about the business side, but the balloons are going to up. Building your marketing and your brand. The marketing funnels, the middle funnel, like I just said, it's strategies to generate leads over time. I'll use another example. If you start to approach sports teams in your area, it works. It just takes a bit more longer. It's a bit slower. It's not that you shouldn't approach that. And everyone's trying to get the most efficient channels, but they're not going for the most effective marketing strategy. It's really hard to get people to go to sports teams and try to build that relationship, but it works longer term. And when you have the relationship in there, you might just get a couple sales over time. Same with businesses in your area. Approaching them and building relationships with them is a great long-term strategy, but it probably won't get you money this week. It's why it's not as sexy. It's really hard to sell people on this stuff, and I'm telling you this stuff works. Processes, building blocks of your business. Processes, super boring, freaking really effective. In fact, you have to do it like at some point. So it's long-term business and marketing strategy. Here's a bunch of examples. I won't go through all of them. You can pause the screen and have a look at it. Meta ads, Google, sales script. Like this is all stuff that's short-term grow. Build, email nurturing, business strategies, brand storytelling like that. That doesn't make you money tomorrow, but geez, it's effective. Credibility through paid ads, lead magnets, hero member stories. Like this is all stuff that like it works. It's just really hard to quantify that one this month. And it's really hard if you need money today. It's really hard to think of this stuff, the build stuff. My only solution is do both. If you just stay here, you will only stay there. I can't emphasize this enough. And I've seen owners that don't want to do this stuff because they need the money. Or they just want to get the revenue up. So they just stay in this loop. It's a loop. It's a cycle. And you've probably been in it for a while. You have to do both. Like, please do both. And it reduces the risk because not everything's going through you when you build this stuff out. What does it look like? Confidence. When you have a strong brand and longer term marketing strategies, you get leads from multiple sources. It's significantly less pressure on the meta ad working. And to be super clear, meta ads have to work. They're still highly effective. But when you have some leads coming from a business that you establish, you got leads coming from like actual trials coming from email marketing consistently. Your social media is starting to get more DMs of people coming in there. You have significantly more confidence in your business and less risk. That's the way to word it. Personal freedom, that's us. That's you and me standing in the paddock, arms up to the sunset. Personal freedom, right? And more daily energy. You're just a lot more, like we want to reduce the physical stress. And like, I get it. I've been there, right? So stress it's tough. I don't want to pretend like it's not because it is. Financial freedom and security. I mean, this is why you're in business, right? If you're not getting consistent profits each and every month, double down on the strategy. You need to break through it, especially if you have a lease that's at least another couple of years. Like if you're in business and you're going to be in it for a while, like we should do this. And that's us with our tie on. All right. And you're able to travel and live on your own terms. Like if you can't travel, you don't have a business, you have a job. It means you're too much risk to the business to go away. And you should be able to travel for at least 1 or 2 weeks, like at a time. And if you own the business, I'd be in multiple times. And you need to refresh yourself too. Like it's really important that you kind of build this out. If you haven't traveled for a while, you need the processes in place. All right. While these might feel, if you're watching this, you're like, yeah, all sounds great, Pete. I'm in that short-term loop. They feel far right now. I get it. Because when you're in it, it's really hard to, picture us you and me holding hands over here on the beach, right? It's really hard. Like, I get it. I really want to I understand. And you got bills coming in. They're closer than you think. They're more realistic than you think. And I want to give you some ways to implement these things because I don't want you leaving here being pumped up, but like, okay, Pete, but what do I do? So let's go through it. So what's the next step? Oh, good thing that slide's in there. All right. First one, you need a roadmap. Like you have to have a roadmap for where you're going. So there's a lot in this slide. I'm not going to unpack it all right now, but this is the Apex, most of the Apex roadmap. There's other things on the side as well, but marketing and leads, if that's your main constraint, this is what we're focusing on. Sales and conversion. If they're coming in but they're not signing up, or you need to scale it. This is it. Retention. How are you keeping people engaged? How are you keeping the coaches engaged? Are you doing the 5 R's of retention? And more importantly, with retention, are you getting as many referrals as you could get? There's also a sales piece in here. People and strategy. your one-on-ones, your team relaunch? Do you have a 1 to 5 year strategy? Profit maximizing strategies, like looking at the finances of your business, making sure that they're in sync. Are you making as much from your in-body scan as you could? Are there other revenue streams you can make? Have you done a price rise in the past 18 months? Like these kind of things are really, really important. And it depends what level you're on. Like, and you bounce up and down, by the way. Like I hate putting revenue things on this one because sometimes gyms that are doing, 60, 70 grand need to go back down to here and do more sales script implementation. So you might go up and down on these ones, but every single one of these in Apex is something that we do and we implement into the business. So you own it. The point is to build a business. Your weekly business pre-lift. A goal without a plan is just a wish. Now, I've been doing weekly planning for myself for over 10 years. I did it when I was in corporate and it really helped me out. So the solution to actually implementing this each and every week, because you guys, when you get to the week, you know what it's like. Shit's going everywhere. You got stuff happening with kids. You got messages coming from clients. Someone's just called in sick. Like things get really stressful. So during the week, it's really hard to sit down and go, I'm going to go and establish relationships with businesses this on Wednesday. You're not going to randomly do this. And again, it depends what the priority is for you right now. So I still do this today. So wins from last week. What are you proud of? What are you proud of from last week? Because you need to reflect, otherwise you don't grow. What will move the needle? In other words, what will actually grow your business? Like what actual action will grow your business? So if your main thing is sales, we need to build more middle of funnel marketing. We want to do more email campaigns and actually build a proper social media strategy to get leads from social media coming into the door. That's a lot in that one. It's a lot for 1 week, but I'm just trying to give you an idea. So it might be like, how do we get more referrals? We need a referral strategy. And by the way, referral strategy is not an offer. It's actually having a reason for people to come in. More on that another time. Key metric. What is the one metric which will grow your business the fastest? It's a big question. It could be lead flow. If it's leads, then the needle's got to be lead generating activities. This has to make sense. You can't do everything at once. I wish you could, you can't. So if your key metric is leads, the needle should be all lead flow activities. You should be doubling, tripling down your time on doing that because it's going to break the key metric, which will grow your business the most. I know it sounds obvious, but do it every week. What are we doing for grow? Short term. We're doing short term. We might be refreshing the ads, doing email campaigns. What are we doing for build? Okay, we're going to establish relationships with teachers or a lot of sports teams are finishing their season. So let's go to those guys. Or we're going to build out more video for our marketing online, whatever it might be. Personal and fitness. Like, what are you doing this week to keep yourself fit and strong? Like, I think this is super important because we're building the life that we want. And I'm massive on keeping yourself fit. I got in this industry because I just love training. I just love training. I'm like, I want more of this. That's why I quit my corporate job to do this. And there's many, many, many people that are the same. It could be 3 or 4 times a week with your fitness, or personal could also be date night. Like, owning a business is stressful in your relationship. Put date night in there. Put it in there. Like so that way cool, Thursday night we're going out for dinner. Non-negotiables. These are things I'm not missing. So it could be like, I'm going to the gym 3 times this week. Whatever it is. Or I'm going to hit my targets for the week. Like, these are like, you're doing it. And here's your day-to-day execution. This is the most important part. So you look at the needle and go, these are the 3 things I need to do. And you pop them in a day. And you go, cool, on Wednesday, I'm doing this. And you put it in your calendar and go, cool, Wednesday between 8 and 10:30, I am building out an email strategy, which is going to be long-term for my business, whatever it is. You need to plan this stuff, otherwise they just won't happen. Or I'm going to start building the procedures. I'm going to start building the actual document, which will be for the business. That stuff takes time and you can't just accidentally do it. And the really funny thing, when you put it into your calendar, it takes less time than you actually realize, usually. But you need to do it with no distractions. Like, when you're doing that task, don't answer your phone unless it's like an emergency. If you want a free copy of this one, just comment down below or send me a message directly. My Instagram's at peterday__ or one word. Just send me a DM and just ask me for the weekly business pre-lift. I'll send you a free copy of this one because I just want you to use this. Okay, Pete, this all sounds great. How do you find out more? So first thing, if you've watched it to the end here, please implement something. I'm big on when you actually do something. It's nice to know, grow and build, but it's even better to actually do something. go back, watch this video, pause the list and start doing a couple of things, or download the free weekly pre-lift and start doing that stuff. If you're watching this and you think, fuck, I just want to grow fast now. This all sounds amazing. Let's go. Let's start knocking these things off. Let's actually do the stuff that I've seen work. So there's an order you do things in. Do you know what the priority is? The way I work with businesses with Apex, and I should say, but I work directly with every single studio. I work with the studio as if I'm a business partner. So it's very different to an agency. I hate, we're not an agency at all. An agency will just do like ads that are generic ones and just send it across. We are not. We're a coaching business and we work with you. So the way I look at it is if I was your business partner and I looked at your business, what would I actually do today? It's a very different question than like, hey, let's just do this. It could be new ads, right? It could be like, cool, my ads are fatigued. Let's have a look at the ads and work out which ones I need to do to get them cranking again because I've been in market for 6 years. I went through that and I'm telling you the middle of the funnel was a solution. And I've got hundreds of examples of this one, so it'd be a lot quicker to implement than what I had to figure it out. What would we actually do in terms of growing the one? And I work on doing this with you and I implement it into the business. This isn't just like a, hey, good luck. This is like I sit down with you and we actually do this as fast as possible to grow your business as quick as possible to get you to the next level. Break the cycle. Now, if you want to, first things first, this sounds all good, book in a free call to start with, and I'll go through your marketing strategy. I want to go through what channels you're doing and what frequency. Is that enough for your growth? So I'm trying to identify the biggest opportunity. If there's something in it and you want to talk more in terms of growing your business, we can talk about that later on, but I won't put pressure on you on the first call to basically find out what marketing is working. So if this all looks great, I can show you what an actual strategy is in terms of what channels, what frequency. Obviously, in this presentation, I've gone through a lot of different things, but I can show you an actual executional strategy that I've done and I am doing with a lot of gyms right now. I'll drop a link down below. It's a Calendly link. It's just booking a time that works for you anywhere in the world. That's totally fine. Or you can email me. That's totally fine as well. Apart from that, guys, please use something for this one. Get stuff done. I know the stress, so I get it. If you are stressed, please book in a call. It's free. The first one's free anyway. Even if you just get the information and go from there, doesn't matter. Right? Like, because I hate seeing, I've been a gym owner for over a decade. I get the stress. I understand it. It's a highly competitive market. Margins are lower. You have to keep growing your business in order to break it. And I don't want you sitting in that zone for too long. So thanks guys for watching. Any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, keep smashing it out.